Hello, hello.
How's it going?
How is it going? Pretty well, actually. So I had to change the place where I was staying because the sun was too strong. So I'm somewhere else,
Looks
but
pretty
still the
good.
vineyards are over here.
Oh my goodness.
And yes, and I have my two dogs with me as well. So
Oh, let's see the
maybe.
dog.
Okay, here's the Ridgeback, Angie, Angie,
Oh.
and he is here is Ketty, the Rottweiler. Ketty, Ketty, Kettina. So
Nice. Oh, that's great.
what we have going on?
Good backgrounds all around.
Okay.
So, George in English, how do you say it? How do you say it?
You mean my name in our language?
Yeah.
Juraj.
Uriah.
Juraj.
Uriah.
Juraj. Juraj.
Okay. And you were saying that's George in English, or that would be our George.
Yes, yeah,
Interesting.
yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about where you're at. I see, the vineyards behind you, but where in Slovakia are you at?
I'm in my hometown. It's called Modra. Actually, the translation, it's literally blue. So my hometown is called Blue. And we have, I don't know, three parts. And I'm somewhere in the middle. So we have the main town. You cannot really see it, but over there, it's the main town. And we have two small parts where just people living in the forest. So in a way, so that's that. But we are actually a pretty small community. We are like 15,000 together. So it's not that much.
What's the biggest city in Slovakia?
Our capital, Bratislava.
Oh,
Bratislava.
That's right.
Yeah. It's 50 miles, no, less. So
Okay.
20 miles away from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I've never been before. So let's start with what we would do if we had met in person and the coronavirus hadn't closed everything down.
Probably we will drink some wine, our local wine, because nearly every family has a small place or some bottles, because it's more our tradition and we really love it. And then we will probably see our castles that we have in our country, or maybe go to the capital, see the old town, see the whole place, and then see the castles around here.
Tell me a little bit more about the castles. Like, what era are they from? Who were living in them at one time?
Most of them are from the 15th century. So in the time, but we have actually a lot of castles around here. The hills that are behind me are called Male Karpaty. And in, I don't know, 50 square miles, we have 6-7 castles around here.
Okay.
So the history was really rich, because we are at the start of the mountains, and in the background there's more and more mountains. So most of the castles are from the 15th century, maybe later. Before the Second World War, we still have royal families that used to live there, or to whom it used to belong. Palfi used to be the family in this region. For example, they used to own the Červený kameň. In English, it's called Red Stone.
Okay.
The castle. You can look it up. And when the front came, when in the Second World War, when the Germans were pushed out, all the royal families, they lived together with the Germans. So now it all belongs to the state. more or less.
I see. So you turned it into like places the public can go and like walk
Yes,
through?
yes, 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 exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out on Google Street View for sure. And then obviously like come there eventually, because that's so much better.
Yeah,
So
and
the vineyard that I see, is that your family's vineyard?
no, no, no. Our family, we work in vineyards, in vineyards, but we don't actually own a vineyard over here. I don't know why, but mm, I worked in vineyards since I was a small boy because that's the main job that we do around here. So
That sounds pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. Like stomping the grapes and stuff. I did work at a winery at one point in my life. And we had like we had a grape stomping like festival or whatever.
we have festivals, but we don't do the grape stamping, with your bare feet and
Yeah.
da 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 da. We don't do that. We have machinery and everything and tractors. We use tractors mostly nowadays for everything. But yes, we have festivals every year when the season is over, when all the all the grapes are collected, so to
Mm,
speak. We celebrate then the
cool.
whole
Yeah.
region.
Nice. Well, that's maybe like a nice segue into what's a stereotype of Slovakia or the people in Slovakia that maybe you want to combat?
Okay, there's too many. First, the first thing is we are not part of Russia. I don't know. But mostly people when they hear about our countries and the Slavic people in general, there is still this belief or this kind of understanding that the Russian influence is still somehow really strong here, and nah, it's gone. We've been an independent, free country for the last 28 years.
Mm,
Before that, we were in a country with our brothers from the Czech Republic. We used to have our small little country together. So I don't know. We are a new country, but not so much a new country.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's hard to say what kind of people we are because we are a little bit of a small town people. We aren't that open to the world because, for example, the Austrian capital, Vienna,
Wait,
it's like
say it again. You cut out for a little. Say it again.
the Austrian capital from Austria. You
Mhm.
know, it's the country nearby, our neighbor. Their capital, Vienna, it's 2 hours away from here.
Okay.
And when you go there, you see that you are in the open world, in the Western world, because it's normal for people from the whole world to be there and to live there. People from Latino America, people from Egypt, people from everywhere.
Sure.
In our country, the only foreigners that we have are actually Asian people from China and Vietnam and so on. We have small groups of Indians and something like that, but we are pretty closed up as a state, as a country.
Is that because, like, why do you think that is? Or, like, is it hard for me or somebody from South or North America to get a visa or anything?
No. We are open. Also, there is no legal problem. Is that nobody really knows a lot about our country or
Mm.
is interested too much in our country, and everyone is like, "Why should I go there?" Like, ah, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh.
So I think that is one reason. So, but the thing is, we don't have something that's strikingly something so big like the Paris Tower or the special things in Berlin that they have or something like that. But we have a lot of beautiful things in the countryside, small places that when you visit, it's nice to see.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
it looks very
really beautiful
nice.
things.
even like the nature that you have behind you or the vineyards that you have behind you, I feel like a lot of people would be interested in, you know, sometimes over the Eiffel Tower or stuff like that. I mean, those things are cool too, but I love a good nature trip.
Yes, that's exactly what we are. Our country is all about nature, basically.
The
Nature, history, and yes.
Yeah, and the castles too. I was in Romania a couple years ago, and we went
Really?
to Dracula's castle. So that was one that we had to go see. So yeah, interested in castles. And it was funny, the cab driver that we had, so we were like, yeah, we're gonna go to Brahms. I think it's Brahms Castle, but he was like the Dracula, or who Dracula was inspired by. And so we told him we wanted to go to this castle, and he's like, just so you know, there aren't real vampires here. And we're all, yeah, we got that. It was really funny. He like assumed that Americans thought that they were like real vampires. Which is kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
It's not that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's not that bad. Like when you're in the capital, you can actually meet a lot of foreigners. Like you can meet the old people from Japan. They like to go their own travels, and you can meet a lot of other people from America as well. So yeah, people mostly go to the capital. They stay there for 2 or 3 hours, and then they left because they don't actually kind of get what they can see more in the countryside, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
And you have to like, I think some people, you know, they'll just go into the cities because it's like easy to commute, and to get out to the countryside, you either have to like rent the car or get on a bus ride.
yes.
And so that feels like a struggle for them. That's the kind of travel I like though. I want to be like sort of uncomfortable, or like put me on a bus for 15 hours or something. Because yeah, I like seeing the countryside, or I like, you know, I would prefer to rent a car instead of fly places, because then you get to see everything. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And the great thing about our country is that we are actually really small. We are a small country. We have a population of only 5 million. So we are, you know, 2 places in New York where you're from. Like, feel like I don't know, probably Brooklyn and something else together.
Yeah.
The population could be so big.
Yeah.
Could be that. Yeah. So we are a small country, and we are also small. When you travel by car, it will take you probably like 3 hours to get into the middle, and 5 hours to get to the end of the country. So
Oh, nice.
like with your car, you can travel the whole country in day and a half a day. There's no problem.
Interesting. So I wanted to go back to some of the history, because forgive me, I'm not well versed on this area, even though I've been to some of the countries. The country that you were together with, the Czech Republic, what was that called?
Czechoslovakia.
Okay, Czechoslovakia, that's right. And then you guys, it was just two, and then you split off from Czechoslovakia. So it became Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Yes.
I gotcha. Right. I gotcha. And that was after the war?
Yes. There was a period. Also, most people remember Czechoslovakia because it was the first country that Hitler actually kind of took over, but it wasn't really war. So we were split in the time of war. Actually, it was Czech Republic and Slovakia back in the history in the 50s. But after the war, we came back together, and we went our own ways in 1992 again.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
All right. So do you, yeah, you were saying there's like a lot of stereotypes. Is there another one that you want to talk about?
I don't know. It's, you know, most of the things that I heard or that I kind of talked about, or that I, you know, about stereotypes, it was from people from Austria or people from Germany that kind of remember to the old times. So
Okay.
I don't know if you would understand the context of it. But
yeah, that's fair. Because I don't think I have there's not a narrative built up in my head about Slovakia necessarily. Probably the Russian influence, I would say, like you already mentioned. But otherwise, there's not much.
yes, but I would like to talk. I'm personally interested in a lot of in politics and stuff like that. And in the old days, we used to have, we used to be under socialism.
Mm.
Socialism used to be the main kind of political 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 government, and we got rid of that. For the last 28 years we are a straight capitalist country.
Okay.
But we still have some things that are left over. For example, I pay my health insurance only $70 a month.
Wow.
Only thing that's so I would like to kind of talk about this, because somehow I cannot understand when we hear things about America and how everything is expensive over there. For us, it's hard to understand. How can
I
that be?
mean, I'm probably the wrong person to talk about this because I also don't understand it. But so I pay per month $620.
Oh, that's a lot. That's
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, it is a lot. You're right. And I also like, this has been very confusing this year because I had to get new health insurance, not on a company. So I'm a freelancer. So I just had to go get it off the marketplace. So I pay $600. And then I also like, when I call doctors, sometimes they don't accept my insurance. So it's like hard for me to find a doctor, even though I'm paying that much. So it's all very confusing.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. But $70, that sounds real great.
Yes, but we have to, I have to say, so the payment, it's a lot less in our country. So um, um, Bernie Sanders and AOC, they were fighting for the $15 an hour, kind of the living wage. But in our country, when you get 6, you are happy 7. So
Okay.
our expenses are a lot.
How is your country handling the pandemic?
Actually, we were doing it really great. For the small amount, or for the small population that we have, we only had around 1,500 who were ill, and only around 20 who died from it. So we had the best numbers in the whole EU, in the whole Europe. But right now, it is getting a little bit bad, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
We closed our high schools and all the schools at the first side of the coronavirus. When we had the first cases, everything was closed. Most of the people went home. Nobody was at work. So we kind of let it sit. And yes, right now it's a little bit more loose, but we will see if it gets serious or not.
Yeah, fair. I mean, that's really all you can do. I don't know. Yeah, New York seems to have it under control now as well, but we're starting to open things back up. So like, who knows whether we'll see a second wave or not. Oh, I wanted to ask you also, so were you on the Mongol Rally Facebook page and that's how you saw this project?
Yeah. I'm a fan of Mongol Rally. I would like to do it once in my life. I haven't done it, but yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask if you had done it. So are you thinking about doing it next year?
That would be fun. I haven't thought about it, but could be fun.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure. Well, I'm looking for another teammate, so there you go.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to chat about? Sorry, I have construction going on upstairs. I don't know if you can hear that.
I would love to talk about a lot of things. I don't know exactly what to talk about now. Maybe our country we are actually right now in the situation when we are opening up to more liberal ideas. For example, homosexuals, they aren't allowed to have a marriage in our country.
Okay.
But the conversation is going on and the pressure is, it's really strong. So we are kind of in the middle of these things, of all these, open world liberal ideas. So it's a conversation. It's not really helpful because people are mostly yelling and angry, but we are getting somewhere.
Yeah. That's super interesting. Is it like, well, usually this is the way this splits, but you have like an older generation who's like, no, we want to keep it the way it was. And then sort of the younger generation is trying to open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. That's exactly how it is over here, basically.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
It would be helpful if the arguments or if the discussions weren't always yelling. So I feel that because they still are over here too.
Yes, that would be, but people are always people, so
yeah,
that's how it is.
Fair enough. Okay, well, that's right about our time. So thank you so much for getting on the phone and talking a little bit about Slovakia and what you do. Super cool conversation. So thanks so much.
Okay. And be sure to check our mountains, Vysoké Tatry.
Okay.
High Tatras, maybe in English. That's our biggest mountains, and we are kind of proud about that. But yes.
I love a good mountain. Yeah, I like the mountains over the beach, to be fair. So I'll check them out.
Okay. That's
all right.
basic.
I will talk to you soon, and hopefully we'll see each other soon in person.
Okay, that would be great.
Okie dokie. Bye.